Are they worried that we're no longer their whipping boys? We used to go there and hold 5.
It's amazing how you only get cramp when you're winning.
Carl Walker lining up 30-yard shots every other minute would have done my head in. Everyone was saying, oh, you're on like £300,000 a week.
Shut up.
Shut your mouth.
You'll play when I want you to play.
And yeah, you'll play twice a day if I want you to play twice a day.
How the f we got here?
I'm thinking, and they got the time added on. They scored a goal. What are you moaning about?
Just don't like. I actually just don't like any of them. I'm actually, every time I watch football now, the top 6 just make me feel sick.
All power to them. Right, we're gonna have to pause it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BoreDraw podcast, episode number
109.
109.
We're nearly getting to the same amount of episodes as there are Man City charges.
115. Hopefully that'll be the
That'll be the big one. Come on.
Speaking of Man City, it's basically all we're going to talk about today. Man City versus Arsenal happened Sunday. It was a cataclysmic event. Cataclysmic.
Everyone was worried that it was going to be a snooze fest.
And it pretty much was.
It was interesting because, yeah, I got to work today and everyone was like, oh, that second half performance is so negative, blah, blah. But I think it was defensive, obviously. We'll talk about why. But it was like fun defensive, like watching Arsenal kind of defend their lives kind of thing.
We'll start with the first sort of 15, 20 minutes because going into the game, I think obviously maybe Arsenal looked a bit weaker, still missing Odegaard. You know, Martinelli not firing, not sure what their best back four is, who their best left back is at the minute.
Yeah, they rotated the back four, didn't they? Timber right back, Calafiori in, which is
I was surprised to see Ben White be dropped.
Apparently he has been, has got a little injury at the moment, and like when he came on, like they didn't want to bring him on, but obviously circumstances made for him needing to come on. But yeah, like you said, game started with Arsenal kind of looking pretty weak, not going to lie. First kind of 10, 15 minutes from Man City were electric.
Yeah.
Haaland played in pretty easily.
I mean, for me, that was the best goal of the game.
Split the back. I don't know about that.
Like, just Savinho on the turn. He finds the space.
Calafiori,
absolutely skin Calafiori. He finds the space. No one can get near him. And he plays, he times the ball so well.
I think it was just...
He doesn't play it too early. He doesn't play it too late. He doesn't play it too heavy.
At that point, the Arsenal centre-backs kind of hadn't really kind of figured out Haaland's positioning, and they were so wide, and then later in the game they kind of
they pinned him down, but that's all it takes. One chance, he finishes it, like just taps it past Raya, 1-0. I think I texted you saying it's going to be a long game.
Did look like it.
It looked like it. In the first 10-15 minutes, it looked like it was going to be a long, long game. But then something changed. I don't know what it was.
Rodri getting injured, mate. So the game started, actually, in 20 seconds. Havertz and Rodri Havertz kind of went into Rodri.
It was weird.
It was done for Havertz to do because he didn't need to do it. But Rodri goes down holding his face when it was literally just like a chest to chest.
Yeah, but there was no good angle of it. You couldn't see it properly.
Yeah, but it definitely wasn't like a punch in the face, which is what he made it look like.
Well, but then Rodri got up and he didn't seem too pissed off about it.
Game's a game, mate. And Rodri gives that all game.
Yeah,
I think Rodri even went up to Havertz and kind of gave him a sarcastic thumbs up to say, like, I'm going to fucking come for you now.
Oh, I thought it'd be the opposite. I thought it was, wasn't intentional.
Oh, no, I thought it was is that how you want to play it? I'll fucking chop your dick off, mate. But, yeah, and then at like the quarter of an hour, 20-minute mark, Rodri goes down in the penalty area from a Man City corner. So he was getting tracked by Thomas Partey, but Thomas Partey doesn't actually touch him.
Yeah, he sort of
buckles his leg.
Yeah, I don't know.
And now we know. So at that point, he like walked off and was walking around at full time as well. So everyone kind of thought it was like an injury, but nothing too serious. News has broken, kind of in the last hour or so, that it's his ACL and he's out for the season, which is massive. And we'll talk about the repercussions of that after we talk about the game.
But then they lost control of the game.
No Rodri, so Kovacic came on.
Just doesn't dictate the play like Rodri does.
Not at all. And Arsenal just, from a pretty slow start, up the levels, started kind of targeting the wide areas a bit more. Carl Walker, I think, had a really poor game.
Yeah.
Especially offensively, but defensively, I don't think he was great either.
No, and it was, because this was, I think, the first time Rico Lewis was dropped. I think was it Walker's first start of the season for City? And obviously they brought him in for a big game. I think he was captain as well, weren't he?
Walker, mates, time to learn Saudi.
Yeah, I just... he's just not good anymore, is he? He's just really not good. He's not elite level anymore.
No, he's not. He's still got a burst of pace, but I think his decision making and his kind of match IQ is so much.
He needs to go back to Tottenham. Don't
hate that as a shout, but we'll talk about the first Arsenal goal, the Calafiori goal, because it came from a foul in the middle of the pitch, and Michael Oliver, who we'll probably talk about as well after,
beckons over
Walker and Saka to have a conversation.
Because at this point as well, tackles were flying in. It was a proper heated match.
I tweeted red card incoming.
Oh, mate, I was watching it thinking, feels like a Barclays Premier League title clash.
It was good.
It was good. It was high energy. There was big tackles. Roger was off the pitch. City were losing the dominance, but they were 1-0 up. And you thought, well, Arsenal going to lay it on them, and then City probably going to hit them on the break. It could be 2-0. But then just weird things happened. It was a weird game.
Weird chain of events with
mate, by the end of the game, I was just so sick of it.
Mate, I was knackered. My heart rate was an all-time high throughout the whole game.
I had nothing on this game, yeah. But I was watching it, I was thinking, this is fucking pathetic. This is the best England's got to offer. This is the best.
That was ruined, and we'll talk about why, but it is what it is. So
yeah, he calls them over.
And has a conversation, and then Arsenal play a quick free kick, in quotation marks, and Thomas Partey plays it down Man City's right-hand side, Arsenal's left, to Martinelli. And Martinelli goes on to pass it to Calafiori, he scores a screamer.
Yeah.
But then Man City are complaining that Kyle Walker was out of position because he went and spoke to Michael Oliver.
He's actually in position.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Like, yes, Michael Oliver probably should have...
You can't call the captains over and then play a quick free kick without letting him get back to position. No. That's poor refereeing. But he should have called it back. But then again, by the time Calafiori gets the ball, Walker's there.
And he lethargically runs back.
To be honest, Edison has to do better. I don't think it's a particularly great strike. He's left-footed across the goalkeeper.
In my opinion, they're clutching at straws. If that's the reason that goal shouldn't have stood, in my opinion, totally fine goal. What screamer? What boy? Italian boy on the score sheet. And then Arsenal are in the ascendancy. Putting on the pressure, getting a couple more corners that we're looking dominant from. I think Gabriel went close on another one where he was getting marked by Doku. And everyone on the timeline was like, why the hell is Doku marking Gabriel? Gabriel's like the best set piece threat in the league.
Why the fuck is Kyle Walker marking Gabriel?
So Pep goes, we switched Doku out and put Kyle Walker on Gabriel. Literally next corner, Gabriel, the most dominant centre-back in the Premier League. Whoa,
you've got to go Diaz for Gabriel.
Haaland or someone.
Yeah, but no, Diaz, mate.
Just
surely
someone.
Diaz.
I think Gabriel probably muscles everybody in the league. Yeah, maybe Kanji's not bad.
Or maybe even Vardio, I don't know.
What's funny about Kyle Walker is he's defending like an absolute fucking donut. He's like tapping him.
Yeah.
Not even like kind of watching when the corner's being
taken.
He
can't compete.
And then gets literally like brushed aside like his multiple wives.
Last weekend, you watched him dominate Romero, who is better in the air than Kyle Walker, much more physical, bigger. So you think let's put Doku then Kyle Walker? Pep deserves a lot of credit for everything, but what the fuck is going on there? And we'll talk more about what the fuck was going on, because at the end of the game, I have no fucking idea what their plan of action was. It was pathetic. It was shit.
You love to see it.
Anyway,
Bosh.
Arsenal were 2-1 up, and I'm thinking, how the fuck have we got here?
I'm thinking,
it's nuts.
And it's coming into half-time. We're thinking, nothing stupid now.
Get to half-time.
And then bloody Leandro Trossard, who's normally smart geezer, one of the kind of elder statesmen in the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Already on a yellow card for tugging down Savinho. Literally just rugby tackles Bernardo Silva in the back.
He just bodies him.
It's so random.
That's, for me...
That's the red anyway.
That's a second yellow, yeah, 100%. It is ridiculous.
And then he boots the ball away. And I have less problems with the booting the ball away from Trossard. I think he was trying to play Martinelli in.
Do you think? Because I couldn't see fucking anything.
And didn't hear the whistle, which is fine. I don't really care. He kicked it away. It is what it is. I think the challenge is bad enough for him to get red carded anyway.
Yeah.
So,
it's a pointless challenge in the middle of the pitch.
Dumb.
I don't understand what it is. Is he just got caught up in the moment?
Rush of blood to the head, yeah.
But then the referee blows the whistle, Everyone knows you blew the whistle. Regardless, Trossard goes to boot it, stops, and then carries on and just leathers it.
Yeah, it's done.
Well out of play. You can't have any qualms with it. It's the same thing that happened with Declan Rice, but worse. He's given the referee the opportunity there. He's given the referee the opportunity. You will get a yellow card for it. We know it will happen. Doku didn't get a yellow card for it.
I was going to say that. I have no problem with the Trossard red card. Should Doku have been given a yellow card?
I saw, there's an angle of...
Where he thinks he's passing it to the other player.
Yeah, where Michael Wallace points back to where the ball needs to go.
Bollocks.
Which is where he plays it.
I don't know about that. I think it's a little bit sus, if you ask me. But... Again, I have no problems with the red card, so I'm not really complaining about that.
But then the game changes.
Then the game changes, and I think it changes because it has to. Arsenal's hands have been
ultimately
forced.
You can't play against Man City with 10 men and expect to put up a performance.
You can't play against Man City with 10 men and play attacking football, 4 at the back, progressive, because...
Hey, mate, if I'm playing Football Manager, yeah, and I'm Mikel Arteta, I'm away at the Etihad, I'm 2-1 up, got a nice 1-goal lead.
I'm bringing all my
I've got the best defensive record in the league.
100%.
I'm doing the exact same thing.
100%.
I'm saying, look, we are going to sit back. Although...
You saw how Haaland split the defence when we were playing normally with 11 men. If we play normally attacking with 10 men, he's going to split that defence for fun.
See, he makes the change, doesn't he, where he brings off Saka and he brings on Ben White.
Yeah.
And... I'm still in my head. I'm still wondering whether that was the correct decision, because I think you bring Ben White on, 100%. But do you bring him on for Havertz?
I think Havertz.
Or do you need Havertz physical?
I think physical, but yeah, I think you have to take off one of.
But then, and
Martinelli you use for outpace.
Well, yeah, Martinelli is probably the best out. But do you need maybe someone else to be up there with him, or are you just hoping that he can get on the end somewhere and just hold it up long enough for him?
Yeah, I think there was no. Thought of us even pushing beyond the halfway line.
Yeah, it's a difficult. It's easy. It's probably
and you see Arsenal set up with a bank of 6 at one point. So it's Timber at kind of right wing back with Ben White, then with Saliba, then with Gabriel, then with Calafiori, and then Martinelli would tuck in at left back with Rice, Partey, and Havertz in front. It was deep. It was the most disgusting low block the Premier League has probably ever seen.
Doesn't help the against the argument that Arteta plays terrible football.
Terrorist football, yeah. But when your hands are forced, I like that we can do that.
Mate, it worked until the 98th minute.
That's it. And I said this when I got into work and everyone was like, oh, bloody defensive football, blah, blah, blah. I was like, if we got that over the line and won 2-1, that is an absolute masterclass. That is a Hall of Fame masterclass performance. Man City haven't lost at the Etihad in 2 years. I think that's correct.
495,000 games.
I think it's 600 days or something like that. So for us to be on 10 men for over a half...
They'll lose it as you had this season.
You love to see it. But yeah, for us to be with 10 men for a half of football against the best team in the world and defend out and kind of limit them to pretty much shite chances. I think they created in the second half 1 XG. From 25 shots or whatever.
Well, this is my problem. What the fuck were they doing,
mate?
I've never seen a team pass the. It was a training exercise.
Yeah, and they treated it like.
But they were 2-1 down. I just didn't really see the urgency. There wasn't any innovation.
And then not
one of the players was trying to. They would always look for the pass rather than try to take the man on. It's a crowded box. Someone's going to put a leg out. Look for the penalty. That is your in. You need to get back on level terms early on because the longer this goes on, the more staunch that Arsenal defence is going to get. The more panics you're going to get. The more pot shots you're going to take. You need to get that early goal early on. And there was no. It was all like, it's going to come. It's going to come, and it did come. But if they got it earlier, this would have been 4-2. This 5-2. It would have been a bloodbath.
Don't know about that.
It would have.
I don't think so.
100%. 100%.
Why would it have been a bloodbath? We would have just conceded 1 and then just done exactly what we did and taken the 2-2.
Yeah, but once they get in once, they get in again. They would have figured it out. They couldn't.
When was the last time Arsenal conceded 4?
Yeah, but this is 10 men against Man City.
Yeah, but this Arsenal team can defend.
Yeah, they can.
We wouldn't fold, I don't think.
It's like the momentum of the game switches there. Like the longer you hold out, the more
shoulda, woulda, coulda, mate. So they were just passing it around the edge of the box.
Why the fuck is Ruben Diaz just sat on like the fucking edge of the box?
The likes of Ruben Diaz, Carl Walker are just taking pot shots for fun.
But why are they there?
If I was a Man City fan, Carl Walker lining up 30-yard shots every other minute would have done my head in.
Take away him, Kovacic, and Diaz's shooting boots because
it was bad.
But like, if Foden came on, just passing it around.
Foden was bad as well, and he decided to kind of sit pretty much where Haaland was. When I tweeted this, I was like, why doesn't he just play? And he did towards the end of the game.
Where Diaz was.
Yeah, where Diaz was, pretty much the last centre-back, and he can just kind of dictate from there and have shots.
Diaz needed to stop trying to be the main man.
Yeah,
he was on the ball constantly.
They were all looking for that Vincent Kompany edge-of-the-box screamer, and none of them have got that.
Mate, if I was Pep, I'd be fucking raging. I would be absolutely raging. But I think Man City are a better team with Rico Lewis in them.
Oh, 100%.
And whether that means he's probably going to come in now with Rodri's out of position, injured for the rest of the season, or Carl Walker's just actually shit, I don't know. But I thought they would be the best team in the world at breaking down a team like that.
Well, I tweeted that if there's any team in the world that is built on finding a way, it's Man City, and they did. They brought on Jack Grealish. They brought on
Johnny Stones,
General John Stones, and it came to fruition. Jack Grealish, like you said, there was a lot of players that didn't want to take on their man. When he
was
came
the difference, wasn't he?
He requested the ball, and he was trying to take on a man, push players back into the box, try and win fouls, and a quick corner, and then he drove into the box, whipped in like a weird little ball. Darryl Wright kind of made a meal of it. He had a really good game, but neither here nor there. And John Stones smashes home the equaliser in like the 95th minute, last kick of the game.
I think ultimately, if you're an Arsenal fan...
And the scenes after that goal were pure Barclays heritage, mate. We might have our fire back. Fuck the days where you got Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp kissing on the sidelines. Now we've got people throwing balls at each other's heads. We got Haaland saying to Miles Lewis-Skelly, "Who the fuck are you?" We got
man, it's mad that he got booked before he even made his Premier
League. We got Pep Guardiola booting the sideline chairs. We got carnage, and I love it.
Yeah, it was fiery, but it was always gonna be, especially the nature of the game, how it played out. I mean, David Raya, I thought, had an excellent game, but the antics that were happening. I mean, it was like the 60th minute, and there was fucking Arsenal players going down with cramp.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing. It's amazing how you only get cramp when you're winning.
Yeah,
it is amazing, isn't it? And do you know what? I don't mind the shithousery.
All power to them.
I don't mind shithousery because I think any team that employs it knows you run the risk of what happens.
It could blow.
I think Mike Oliver managed it fairly well.
Yeah, it's up to the referees to manage it.
I think, and like ultimately, if you're 10 men, if you've got 10 men and you trying to hold a lead against Man City, you're going to employ a little bit of tactics. But the 60th minute, and then it was fucking constant. Every chance. Just thinking like, fucking hell, just play some fucking football. But the ball was in play like for the third most amount of time in any game this season. Like 60-something minutes, 64 minutes.
And they got the time added on. They scored a goal. What the fuck are you moaning about?
Yeah, I just wanted to see a good game of football, but fucking Arsenal just ruined it.
Or did Michael Oliver ruin it?
No, Trossard ruined it.
So, in last season's game against Man City, Kovacic should have been red carded. But the referees came out and said after he didn't want to send Kovacic off because it would have ruined the spirit of such a big game. Why is he sending Trossard off? That has ruined the spirit of this big game.
But I don't know, because they have no consistency.
That's it,
but ultimately, I will go back to the saying, if you give the ref the opportunity to give you a yellow card, they will do it.
I have no qualms, mate. I'll take the 2-2 draw. I
think it's a fair result for Arsenal.
Let's talk about the post-game antics. So you got Haaland bouncing the ball off Gabriel's head. And then Haaland saying to Arteta, "Hey, be humble, be humble." And then Gabriel Jesus kind of beefing him, and then...
I actually just don't like any of them. I'm actually, every time I watch football now, the top 6 just make me feel sick.
Ooh.
Mate,
maybe we need to do an expose on that.
Mate, who the fuck do these teams think they are? Haaland mouthing off. But if it was a bad tackle or something, but like you scored and you couldn't score anymore.
Yeah, you're
just pissed off because you got cooked for the rest of the game.
Thank you.
And then I've got fucking Arsenal players just yapping on the pitch. Why the Arteta just go to your thing, get your players off.
To be fair, he did do that.
Yeah, and I don't mind it. He didn't bite.
Yeah.
He just and that respect. I like that because I think he probably wanted to. But it's like I like the handbags, but
Roy Keane likes the handbags.
But like you've got Arsenal fans saying it was a great defensive performance.
It was.
But you conceded 2 goals.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was kidding. No, it was.
It was a good defensive performance.
People acting like that's easy to do. That is so unbelievably tactically strenuous.
Mate,
to defend like that.
It's 98 minutes of just holding the perfect line.
Exactly, it's hard.
Managing every ball that comes in. I think Arsenal were helped by the fact that City seemed to be afraid of putting balls in the box.
City were very shit, yeah. But it's still defensively, I'd say, one of the best performances we've had. And it's good. It's a good foundation to know that we can go there, get them rattled like that, and come out with points. We haven't lost in our last 3 matches against Man City. Are they worried that we're no longer their whipping boys? We used to go there and hold 5. Are they getting a little bit squeaky bum time that the era of dominance might be close to being over?
No.
I think that may be it.
I don't think they're that worried.
I think they are.
We'll move on to the repercussions of Rodri's injury because that fucking gives maybe the leg to Arsenal.
Come on. So, I'm never going to celebrate an injury. We want all players to be fit and healthy. And it's kind of mad because Rodri in the international break was saying footballers are playing too much money. He was kind of, playing too much games. Blah, blah, blah. And everyone was saying, oh, you're on like £300,000 a week.
Shut up.
Shut your mouth.
You'll play when I want you to play.
And yeah, you'll play twice a day if I want you to play twice a day. And there's pros and cons to both arguments.
That injury isn't repetitive. That is a freak injury.
I don't know, ACLs do come sometimes from a lot of football. I think...
But he's been rested, like...
Well, that's the thing. He had a long summer, obviously, with Spain and Euros, and then had like a delayed kind of break, and then they bedded him into the season late. Maybe they bedded him into the season too quickly. I don't know.
I'm no expert here. But for me, it just looks like he steps awkwardly, and it just buckles.
It's scary coincidence, though, that he's the one leading the players should go on strike, we're playing too much football, and then literally the next game...
Are you saying there's conspiracy here?
Bring back conspiracy theory podcast that we did like episode 2.
Episode 3.
Yeah, come on. But so he's out for the rest of the season,
which is massive.
I've seen people on the timeline saying that is a bigger win than Arsenal actually winning, and I think I might believe that.
Yeah, but you still got to go and do it.
You still got to go and do it.
You've got, what, like 30...
There's a lot of football still to be played.
How many games have we played? 5 games?
5 games. There's 33.
So there's 33 games left of the season.
But no Rodri for the entire season. Like, if this happened in, like, April, and they only had to do, like, 4 or 5 games without him, you've just said there's a lot of football. There's a lot of football with no Rodri. And for Man City, maybe...
I know.
Is he a bigger loss than if Howler went out? Howler went out last season. They still scored goals.
Yeah, he's definitely... I mean,
is he the biggest loss?
Their record when he starts games is immense. It's what is it, like...
I don't think they lost.
Like has he ever lost a game at City?
Maybe once.
Or one,
Madrid. Yeah.
Or like the FA Cup final.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, this is the biggest loss in their team, isn't it?
KDB, 100%.
KDB's out at the moment. But...
Everyone is replaceable in that team. Rodri is the most irreplaceable one. Because Kovacic can't come in and do it.
I was going to tweet.
Rico Lewis can't come in and do what he does.
Calvin Phillips must be sitting at home thinking, shit.
Is Gundo just got to be the man now? But he's 30, was he 33, 34? Yeah. Like, do they go big in January for another player? Can they go big?
Adam Wharton, 150 mil on their head.
Mate, fucking nowhere near the level. You're talking maybe like a Schumann, maybe?
Don't hate that either. But yeah, it's a cataclysmic moment in the title race. Rodri out for the rest of the season. Manchester City are top of the league. Unbeaten. Arsenal 2 points behind them, also unbeaten.
I hate to say it. We're about to see the return of the John Stones CDM.
John Stones.
You're gonna see Carl Walker's getting dropped.
Rico
Lewis in. John Stones CDM.
Yeah.
Or John Stones next to Diaz, and then he's got Kovacic, Gundo, and John Stones pushes up. He's the pivot. Kovacic, Gundo, go.
Man City fans, Arsenal fans, probably won't be any Man City fans because they don't actually exist. Let us know in the comments, what are your kind of take-homes from the game? Obviously, the massive injury, the handbags, all the good stuff. It's a good game. Best game so far of the season, maybe? I don't know.
Did quite enjoy Liverpool slapping Man United.
Yeah.
I don't know, was it the best game of the season? Because this game could have been unreal if we had fucking 11 players on both teams. But then City lost their best player, and then Arsenal got out of player sent off. So we've just seen two teams just sort of like one team just try and hold out against the other team for like 60 minutes.
Also,
yeah.
Fucking, why is every other fan base so buzzing about Man City getting that result? Everyone's got like Stockholm syndrome cuckery. Liverpool fans. So Bernardo Silva came out post game and said, "Oh, this rivalry against Arsenal isn't like the rivalry against Liverpool.
They've actually won things.
Liverpool actually want to play to win, blah, blah, blah." Arsenal obviously came to this game to win. We were 2-1 up at one point. It's not our fault that the game switched and we went to 10 men. It's like...
It is your fault.
It is and it isn't.
No one else got your players sent off.
It is and it isn't. The referee's ruined
I don't think there's like this want for Man City to win the league.
Oh, there is.
I think
I'm seeing Chelsea fans on the timeline sucking dick.
These
Man
are
City
all
dick.
Top 6 fans. Are you seeing Newcastle fans saying this? Because they don't give a shit.
Well, because they know they're not in the race. But like all the other teams, they're so happy with the status quo.
It's like it's only the other top 4 of the big 6 who give a shit. I tell you now, Leicester fans, Everton fans, Forest fans, Villa fans, they don't give a shit.
They probably want Arsenal to win.
Yeah, probably.
But
you got this loud minority of top 6 fans, because top 6 fans, a lot of them are just...
It's just a weird one, like, because Liverpool, they're kind of like, oh, if we can't beat Man City and get our titles, no one else can. Man United have got this weird situation where, even though Man City are their closest rivals, or Liverpool, they seem to still hate Arsenal more than both of those two. And then Chelsea, I get it, like they don't like Arsenal. Man City are just kind of like a beta version of Chelsea. So they're like, yeah. Spurs but don't like Arsenal. So the whole top 6...
At the end of the day, the ultimate thing is, it's like, what is the difference between 5 and 6?
What do you mean? Oh, what? Titles?
Yeah. 5 to 6 isn't as big as your first title in like 22 years.
Game's a game. But yeah.
That is ultimately... What your first title in 22 years is bigger than them.
No one wants to see my boys flourish.
I want to.
Come on, that'd be huge.
Yeah, I don't like to see a random team sort of come and do it again.
Yeah, another Leicester.
Yeah, be nice. Villa, be nice. Leicester. Mate, no chance. I saw. Who is it to say that if Arsenal get like 95 points and win the league, it's bigger than... Was it Rory Talks Football? Was it on pitch side?
Those are some howler people.
Mate, someone saying that if Arsenal winning the title with like 95 plus points is a bigger achievement than Leicester winning the title, because Leicester season everyone fell off. What?
I do agree that everyone fell off in the Leicester season, but Leicester
were getting relegated.
Yeah, exactly. Leicester even being there to compete. They could have got Champions League football and not won the title, and it still would have been a bigger thing than Arsenal winning.
Mate,
on
no one. They were like relegation favourites, mate.
That was a special season.
Nuts. How deluded are you to say things like that?
People really do be saying anything. Do you think
people are just so in like their own football bubble that they're just like they can't even look outside of the sphere they're in?
Stop tweeting smart shit and start tweeting just
dross,
absolute dross.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
dross by Ross.
I don't hate that. That is good. Anyway, so that's the Arsenal Man City game. Absolute huge momentum shifter in the...
I don't even know if it is, because I mean they're still top, aren't they?
Top.
Liverpool second, Arsenal third.
Yeah.
Was it? How many was
We're
it?
We're 2 points off top.
Yeah, so it's all still to play for.
But
you've
the
got
momentum
Liverpool in a couple of weeks, no?
No, I don't think it's in a couple of weeks. It's
or is it Liverpool City in a couple of weeks?
But yeah, no Rodri is absolutely huge.
Well, you stop doing absolutely and utter.
Yeah, maybe.
Absolutely and utterly. It could be the difference maker. I thought you had Liverpool in a couple of weeks. Who Liverpool got? Liverpool got Wolves, Palace, and they've got Chelsea at home and Arsenal away. 20, so in just under a month's time.
Title race swings there. An
Big
Arsenal-Liverpool title race. Come on. That's what we're here for.
Man City are not going to be out of the title race.
Man City, the fall-off begins now.
Haaland
Rodri might return.
Has Haaland scored 10 goals in 5 games?
Yeah, he's cooked. We'll talk, 100 goals in the quickest ever. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Rodri might return to fitness when Man City are in League 2. That could be mad. But anyway, Luke, talk to me. We've got Howler of the Week and we've got Best of the Rest.
Oh, mate.
Let's start with Howler of the Week.
Howler of the Week, I've got a big one for you. We're going back to the Championship. It's outrageous. I'm just going to get it up here because...
Feral Savages,
just because the names are nuts. So it was the Lancashire Derby. We had Preston versus Blackburn. And Mulliton Osmaik decided to just become a vampire, relive his twilight days, and take a nibble out of Owen Beck. It's nuts.
It's nuts.
And it's so obvious.
We saw it in the Wrexham game, where whoever that geezer was went to
was it Paul Mullen?
Yeah, went to kind of... It looked like he was going to go bite the guy, but he pulled away.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy doesn't pull away. He is like, yeah, I'm yamming some of your shoulder.
Yeah, it's nuts. We'll try and get the video in here. If not, it'll be an image of what happened.
Nuts stuff. Absolutely nuts stuff.
Mate,
why he doesn't get red carded, and then the geezer he bites gets red carded.
Yeah. I think he's a young lad on loan from Liverpool.
So weird. So weird.
When was your instinct ever to bite someone? I feel like that makes you vulnerable. No?
What was the Suarez repercussions? Was he banned for a season?
He was banned for it was a long time though.
Yeah, I thought it was a whole season. But that feels too long. I don't know. Let us know in the comments how long Suarez is banned for when he bit Patrice Evra.
And then moving on to my Best of the Rest, staying in the Championship. I just want to give a massive shout out to Chris Rigg. He's unbelievable. We thought Jude Bellingham was good.
Oh. Just saying. Sunderland got a bad boy on their hands.
Yeah, well, they've got the other Bellingham as well.
They do.
But yeah, Chris Rigg, Sunderland are absolutely barnstorming him. We're going to see him back in the Premier next season probably. And this kid is one to watch out for.
Cheeky backhill finish on the weekend.
Mate, he's like 17, nearly 18. He's just doing things different. I'll be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays in January because Sunderland will probably walk with the league at this rate. But I would be surprised if there isn't any interest from Premier League teams. Very, very, very good. Tidy player. He's fast. He's technical. He's physical. He's an all-rounder. There will be big Dons sniffing. Big Donnies.
You love to see it. And back to my favourite segment on the podcast. BoreDraw 5s. We've had Jacob top of the leaderboard since the first game week now.
For far too long.
Sitting happy at the top of the leaderboard on 6 points. But this week, we've got our boy, Mikez, big West Ham fan.
And Mikez.
We got him to predict 5 Premier League games. Check out his predictions.
Big up to BoreDraw. I'm here to predict these 5 Premier League games. West Ham United, Chelsea. Now, I know Chelsea don't have a great record coming to our stadium. However, I think that will probably end. We have lost our first 2 home games, and it looks like it's going to be quite of a struggle with this start of the season so far, and I think that's going to continue. So I think 2-1 to Chelsea, unfortunately, if I'm being unbiased. Leicester City, Everton. I think that will be a draw as well. I think that will be a 1-1. Everton have lost pretty much every game, but they have been able to score goals. Crystal Palace, Manchester United. Yeah, that's a tough one. But Crystal Palace, Man United, Palace aren't capable of keeping a clean sheet, and they haven't won a game yet. I think that's going to continue. I don't think Man United get over the line. It's going to be one of them days where they have a lot of chances, but they don't finish it. So, 1-1. Brighton, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest coming off that big high against Liverpool, beating them at Anfield. I think because Brighton have managed to stay unbeaten, that will continue. And I think Brighton will have a lot of draws this season. So I'm going to say 2-2 for that game. Speaking of boring draws, Manchester City, Arsenal. Despite the fact that that's the main event game, I think that's going to be quite boring. Both teams drew 0-0 to Italian teams. I think it only makes sense for them to draw 0-0 with each other as well. So I'm going Manchester City 0, Arsenal 0. I'm hoping I get all of these right, and I'm hoping this video just ages well by the time you guys have seen this.
Right, so, as you saw his predictions, we'll go through them, distribute the points. We've got a big one on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolute barnstormer.
So, he predicted his beloved West Ham to lose 2-1. He got his sensible hat on. He said 2-1 result to Chelsea. The game finished 3-0. It was actually a bit of a battering.
Yeah, Nicholas Jackson doing some matters. It was big.
1 point for Mikez there. And then he said in the Leicester-Everton game, 1-1 draw. And it bloody well was a 1-1 draw.
Unbelievable. He's already on 4 points. It's nuts.
It's already second place. Up next, Crystal Palace, Man United. He said Crystal Palace can't get a win. Man United can't get over the line. He said a 1-1 draw.
It was a 0-0. BoreDraw.
Another correct result. That's 3 out of 3 so far.
5 points.
5 points. It's good stuff so far. Brighton, Nottingham Forest. 2-2 draw he predicted. And it bloody well was.
That was quite a good game as well.
2-2 draw.
Yeah. I mean, so now was he on 8 points?
4 correct scores, 4 correct results. 2 correct scores. It's good stuff. And then he predicted a bore draw in the Man City Arsenal game. Wasn't quite a bore draw, but it was a draw. 2-2. Another point there. That's 9 points.
5 correct results.
That's insane. Should have put a bet on as well, to be fair.
That's unreal.
We can't offer you any money, but we can offer you top of the leaderboard, clear by 3 points. Mikez, 9 points, top of the leaderboard. It's good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Top of the leaderboard, Jacob, mate.
Second place, currently.
Yeah, drop down, mate. 9 points is going to be difficult to beat.
Mate, 5 correct results is insane.
Yeah, I mean, can someone get 12? I mean,
we said to beat Jacob, all you need is 2 correct scores. 2 correct scores, and that's what he dropped. But now to beat Mikez, you're talking 3 correct scores.
Yeah,
to be even with a chance, which is mental.
I mean, you could get 3 correct scores and then the other results wrong, and you'd be drawing.
Drawing top. Yeah.
But then, so did we go down to like results as a tiebreaker?
Yeah, I think so. It's good stuff, Mikez. Fair play to you. Let us know in the comments down below who you'd like to see on BoreDraw 5s.
Yeah. Congratulations, Mikez.
That's episode 109, baby.
It's been a big one.
It has been. Follow us on all our social medias. That's where we kind of, I don't know, talk about Dross
with Roz.
Yeah, come on.
But yeah, if you want to check out classic football shirts, head on over, use our link in the description, use the code BoreDraw10 at checkout. Save yourself a cheeky little 10% off. It's coming up to the holiday seasons. Be right around the corner if you want to get yourself some spooky football shirts. I don't know. What's a spooky football shirt?
Oh, do you know, what's that team that done like the baked bean shirt? I'll put it there. That's a spooky one.
Or this Celtic one with the holes in the butt.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find a picture to show you that one as well.
But yeah, if you want to head on over, use the code BoreDraw10 along with our referral link in the checkout in the description, and you can save yourself a little 10% off. Anything you'd like to add?
Follow us on social media, all that good stuff.
Subscribe.
Leave a comment.
Bye.